Yo, what is up guys? Just got done testing BWL in the upcoming Phase 5 of Season of Discovery. Armed with that newfound information about the raid and all the upcoming information we've been getting, I wanted to really make the ultimate investment guide for Phase 5. Let's talk the biggest items to invest in for Phase 5, from recipes to consumes. So we're going to be starting with the raid supplies for BWL and ZG, the ones almost guaranteed to go up in price. Then we'll be talking new recipes, especially from the new ZG Quartermaster that everybody's sleeping on. And of course we've got to talk the upcoming server merge, how you might be able to walk away with thousands of gold in profit if you're planning it smart. First we got to talk raid investments, and for that we're throwing it over to our raid reporter Jeremy. Alright, thanks Jerome. I've been investigating BWL and ZG, and what I've learned is going to be of real interest to your investors. First, BWL, 20 to 40 mans now possible. That means more pug runs in theory. Consumable prices should go up. However, there is a huge potential problem where Warcraft logs might only showcase 20-man raids on their front page. That means maybe people would be less inclined to do 40-man raids, and it could depress consume prices. As for the raid itself, you just pick from a list of 5 potential affixes. You just pick 3 of those affixes and you get maximum loot. Below the video, I'll have a link to all the affixes if you want to learn as much as possible before the raid comes out. One relevant affix for investors is Black Essence. It adds all sorts of new damage mechanics like big nature damage on Fire Maw. Really all damage types are represented in the raid, so you really can't go wrong with protection potions as an investment. As for Gurub, we really didn't notice that many changes. It's essentially a 10-man Upper Blackrock Spire at this point. I know you told your whole audience to buy Librams of Veracity, so you might want to issue an apology soon. Really easy to get those new ZG enchants. Anyways, back to you, Jerome. Okay, thank you, Jeremy. With that in mind, I'm gonna really be focusing on 3 major raid investments heading into Phase 5. We've got to start with Onyxia Scale Cloaks, but I'm not investing directly in the cloaks. You really have 2 good options, either directly investing in scales of Onyxia, or the materials for Cindercloth cloaks. If you can get the scales really cheaply, I'm talking under 10 gold each, I would recommend that investment. The safer investment used in Cindercloth cloaks is the Essence of Fire. The supply is drying up as less Molten Core runs take place, plus they're used in spell power enchants, so you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Another investment I'm making is protection potion materials. We're talking greater fire protection potion for Veil for Fire Maw. We're talking greater shadow protection potions for Nefarian. I'm primarily stocking up on the materials more so than the potions, and I'm focusing on the elemental fires, the Grave Moss, the Dream Foil. So another investment that you really can't go wrong with going into Phase 5, we're talking damage consumes. The Firewater, the Black Lotus for flasks, the Plague Bloom for the Mongoose, and the upcoming Mage Blood potions. One of the main sources for these items was the damage supply crates you got from Tarnished Undermine Reals. As less and less players run dungeons, really the prices of these items should be going up. With that line of thinking, I'm also considering Dark Runes and Stone Scale Eels as well. Dark Runes, extremely required for healer mana, but often under 1 gold each to buy in the auction house. Then the Stone Scale Eels, they've been primarily generated from the damage supply crates as well, and they're required for different raid flasks like Petrification. That is becoming a more popular raid consume to save your world buffs during those disastrous raid wipes. One raid supply I am really staying away from though is Grilled Squid. That's going to become fishable on September 23rd, and then it'll be basically worthless. So one of the biggest changes in Phase 5 is that unexpectedly we're going to be getting Gurub at the same time as Blackwing Lair. That does mean there is a huge amount of profit to be made from the new recipes in ZG. First though, talking ZG, I do want to admit defeat on one of my investments, which was Librams of Veracity. If you can still get them cheap, we're talking under 10 gold each, they're still a worthwhile investment. The theory was that going into BWL, people would want actual damage enchants, instead of relying on the fire resistance. But with ZG coming out, we have the Primal Hakari idols to look forward to. Those turn in for class-specific bis enchants. A lot of the hype though is going to be around Bloodvine. The new recipes are going to be buyable from the Zandalar Tribe Quartermaster at Zanza Isle. While we can't technically farm the Bloodvine until the raid comes out, we can still stockpile items like the Mooncloth and the Ironweb Spider Silk in advance. We also have 2 new weapon oils every caster is going to want. We're talking the Brilliant Wizard Oil and the Brilliant Mana Oil. To prep for those, grabbing the large brilliant shards at about 1 gold each or less is a really good idea. Fire Bloom is my other preferred way to profit from these oils, but I'm definitely skipping out on the Purple Lotus. Those are a main ingredient in magic resistance potions, and I really see those falling out of favor after Molten Core. Also lost in the Blood Vine and the Wizard Oil hype is that there are a ton of other recipes available at the Quartermaster. We're talking leather sets, we're talking plate sets, all sorts of sets you may not have thought about. The thing is, it really is pure speculation whether these sets will get buffs or not. Speculate away if you want to, but don't blame me if Blizzard doesn't update these items. So it really would be reckless to talk Phase 5 without talking the huge news that might affect your investments. First, we've got the news that the Firelands Embers and the Emerald Chips, they'll still be used to purchase new items in Phase 5. A really smart investment would be to do the Searing Gorge dailies every single day. You're getting money and you're getting the Firelands Embers, which are confirmed to have a use next phase. As for Emerald Chips, you really don't have any good options. If you really try hard, you could do the Gathering quest from the Incursions, but realistically I'd skip it, just make sure you don't delete the chips. The much bigger news though is that we're going to be transitioning to one giant PvP server and one giant PvE server per region. Technically, you don't have to do these transfers, but pretty much everybody's going to be doing them, and there are going to be some huge ways to make profit that are available. First, before the transfers go live, get comfortable with the website JP Worgen. Here you can check prices of every single item and compare them with all the different servers on your region. High population servers like Crusader Strike, for example, are a pretty good example of what might happen with this mega server. This kind of server typically has more dungeon runs, the result being that you get cheaper Righteous Orbs, Fiery Cores, Lava Cores, even Scales of Onyxia. Meanwhile, this isn't always the case, but smaller servers often have cheaper gathering materials. We're talking Black Lotus, the Golden Pearls, the Guardian Stones. Instead of speculating too much and possibly losing a bunch of money, I'm really gonna wait until the servers actually launch. Then when the server actually launches, I can check it on JP Worgen, and I can see which sort of items I should bring over with my transfer to maximize profit. Another smart move you could do would be to keep some of your ults on the original server as long as you can. Then you can use those ults to herb, to mine, to do all sorts of things in this low population server. Then over time, you transfer one ult at a time, stockpiled with all sorts of items you got from the auction house and you farmed. No matter what you do though, Phase 5 is really an unprecedented time to make money. Players are going to be simultaneously panic prepping for Blackwing Lair, stockpiling as many consumes as they can to get through the progression. Meanwhile, savvy players are going to be profiting from Blood Vine and all the new recipes from ZG. But the savviest players are going to be really taking advantage of those massive server transfers coming up so that they can possibly make tens of thousands of gold. If you like this investment guide for Phase 5, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more Phase 5 content. Let me know in the comments what you're investing in, and I'll let you know some similar items that might make you some money as well. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and click on my Phase 5 prep video next to get even more prepared.